Hi! Welcome back to Rimworld, the game where I kidnap my friends and run test experiments to figure out how much they can actually survive. We got 10 100% willing participants, each of them with a specific goal to complete, some with very simple goals and some very questionable ones. And the goal of this experiment is to figure out how well I can lead by keeping as many of them alive while finishing all their goals. Last time, we started with a selection of brave individuals that crash landed in this beautiful opening in the mountains. Slowly but surely, we built a shelter and everything needed for survival. Made some new friends with questionable methods, fended off many raids that ran descended us. We made enemies out of the Shattered Empire by arresting some of their members and also by harboring a refugee. We definitely didn't do any war crimes, and we also definitely didn't make any mistakes due to distraction that resulted into few deaths. Speaking of deaths, let's look at our remaining crew. We got Astra, our short, trigger-happy gardener and medic. Nautilus, the wannabe captain and explorer. Boo, our crazy frontline with very good people skills. Waleed, our main builder now and also a Psycaster. Knight, another builder that for some reason never takes off his armor. And finally Melly, the main crafter and a machinator. I forgot to mention this last time, but I limited the number of people that can join this little experiment to 10, for two main reasons. For one, it makes it easy to calculate how well I did with my leadership skills, because at the end we can just say I finished X out of the 10 goals. And the second reason, I really don't have that many friends that want to be tortured for fun. I think that's enough recap, so let's continue with this clusterfuck. After so many raids, we finally got some time to breathe and focus on building. The main focus now is the robotics lab for Melly, to get her in more bots. I am not really interested in the combat bots, but more in the small workers. They really would help with the workload around the colony. With robots also comes toxic waste that needs to be stored in sub-zero temperatures so it doesn't pollute the surroundings. So I just decided to utilize part of the cave system we have here and turn it into a waste storage. In the meantime, Boo got another Psy level. With all these skills, she's actually starting to look very scary. We just need to get her some armor and a good weapon. I also started the digging process on the second room inside the mountain. And while working on that, we had a space bot drop into middle of our base. Again. And again with a random person. A temporarily paralyzed person that wants to join us, I guess. Well, okay, we have a new member. Hi, Danny. While others were busy cleaning out the space for the new room, Astra was busy with something else. She was cooking some long-lasting meals that we are going to need for our new expedition. Last time, we got our hands on information about a nearby ancient base, with some valuable loot. I think it's about time we paid it a visit. With food ready, Naut, Boo, Knight and Waleed started getting ready for the trip. As soon as they left, Melly decided to name the spaceship, probably as a nice surprise for Nautilus for when he comes back. Now, we already know I'm not good with names, so...
It's good to be home, huh, Commander?
I guess we'll have to give her a name.
And here we go. Our group arrived. There is no reason to waste any time. Let's just go in. I'm sure this will be fine. As soon as Nautilus hacked the door and Knight opened them, a bullet flew past their heads. Well, that's a nice welcome. Boo wasted no time and charged the turret inside, taking one hit in the process. Now, one turret down and we got plenty of rooms to explore. Waleed and Nautilus got to it while Knight took care of Boo's wound. In the first room, we found some food, and jackpot. The third room is a weapon storage. Now, the only thing standing between us and all these weapons is one turret, and they took care of it very quickly. Now, all the spoils are ours. Meanwhile, Knight finished tending to Boo and found some more food. Ancient cryosleep caskets. Now, this is a bad idea to mess with. We'll keep those for later. To make exploring easier for us, instead of following the hallway and risking encountering more turrets, I decided we can just make our own way, by demolishing the walls. It's not like people living here are going to need them anymore. We found some more food, some iron, and oh god! Phew, that could have been bad. In the room that almost killed Knight were some mortar shells. Very useful, if only we had a mortar. Now, with the whole complex explored, it was time to deal with the last thing. The sleeping residents. You might say, that's not really necessary, why not just let them sleep? And to that I say, I don't know, I just wanted to murder some things. The fight was very quick. With them confused from being awoken from cryosleep and Waleed stunning them with electricity, they stood zero chance. They managed to score some hits on our armor, but nothing that would cause any serious damage. 2 of them went down inside the room, and the last one ran outside. Unfortunately for him, we caught him very quickly and dealt with him as well. And with that done, it was time to collect our spoils and head back home. I have to say, this was very profitable. We got a good amount of food, weapons, some materials, and even some good things to sell. The trip back went without any issues, and the life in the base went on. Some golden buffaloes decided to walk by. As much as I would love to tame them or even hunt them down, there just aren't the resources for it right now. Our animals are starving most of the time as it is. Boo decided to throw a party. Now that's great. At least it will distract everyone from all the chaos. I have just one question. Why is the party in Melly's room? And while she is sleeping? I won't question this. I guess you all just wanted her to be included. After the party, it was back to more expanding. And while watching my friends work, I overheard some interesting conversations. Hold on, I got something for this. There. Perfect. We finally finished researching geothermal power and can finally build a generator here. I was waiting for this for so long. While working on that, a new and our last member for this run joined us. Hello there, Skater. I'm not exactly sure where you came from, but welcome in. I have just one question. Why are you in a maid outfit? Never mind. First thing Skater decided to do is to change into full flag. And that actually works out, because she's a great melee fighter. A crate with a scimitar cat. The amount of living things flying from outer space into our colony is truly amazing. Let's see if we can save the kitty. Well then. Skater, I know you just joined, but how confident are you in fighting a rhino? The flak armor should help, right? Never mind, 4 rhinos. Strangely enough, the fight went pretty well, with only minor bruises on our side. Great job, everyone. Another damn raid that fell out of the sky. Ah! Okay, let's start and get ready. Nautilus has a mental breakdown. Now. Going berserk now. Why are all my friends trying to sabotage this colony? I don't get it. Astra and Skater tried to harmlessly pacify Nautilus, but somebody forgot about the harmless part and shot Nautilus in the leg. I'm looking at you, Waleed. So that's one member down and the raid hasn't even started. I quickly told Astra to patch him up so she can get back to the fight as fast as possible. And here they come. The gunshots started flying. Knight and Boo both rushed into melee to try and take down as many of them as possible before the whole squad arrives. One of the raiders tried to flank us, but unfortunately for them, Astra was still tending to Nautilus and that put her in a perfect position to flank them instead. One thing I didn't account for. Gas. The raiders decided to deploy gas to try and get rid of our melee squad. Both Boo and Knight went down. We can still work with this, it will only become a problem if the fight takes too long. When the majority of raiders clustered around, it was time for Waleed to shine. His chain lightning bounced to most of the raiders, stunning them in the process. But after they woke up from the stun, they managed to take down both Waleed and Melly. So now, Skater and Astra were the last 2 standing. Never mind, it's just Astra now. Astra was putting up a great fight, taking down most of the raiders that got deeper into our base. The problem was, the rest of the raiders started retreating and taking prisoners, and Astra is way too far and still in a fight to try and stop them in any way. And my friends, this is where legends are born. Skater somehow got up on her own, managed to escape, and immediately got to work saving the others. She took her position inside the corridor leading out of our base, and as soon as anyone tried to pass with her captive, they met her fists. Without any weapon, with multiple bullet wounds, Skater beat up not 1, but 2 raiders inside the corridor, and then immediately started rushing to catch up to the third that got past. And she beat that one as well. After Skater beat up Knight's captor, Knight was able to recover enough to walk. Even though he was hurt, he engaged another raider trying to escape with melee. He wasn't able to stop them, but it was enough to slow them down for Skater to return from her chase and finish them off as well. Skater just managed to save every single member of this colony. With all the raiders now taken care of, I quickly set up a temporary medical spot, and everyone who could still stand got to work taking care of the wounded. Not exactly sanitary, but we can deal with the infections later. Now everyone just needs to live. This raid took a huge toll on everyone, being it physical or mental. Nautilus is now missing a foot, Boo started an alcohol binge. Little does she know we don't really have any in the storage, but don't tell her that now. And sadly, the heroic feat Skater just did took a lot from her as well, and she decided it would be best to go back to simple life, living with animals. Skater, I'm sorry, but that's not happening. After what you just did, and with the fact I can't recruit any more colonists, we need you here. So you go to the prison until you change your mind. Now that we finally have some peace again. We finished researching basic ref tech and can finally start working on Nautilus' spaceship. I decided to make it a little bit bigger, mainly so the control panel fits to the front nicely to satisfy my OCD. Installed 2 fuel storages and 4 small thrusters. What the fuck just happened? I blink and... oh god. Night. Run. So, that is the third member of our colony dead. And all that expensive armor! As much as I would love to make Waleed bury another friend, no one leaves through that door. I am not losing another person here. Knight, I'm sorry, but you are food for them now. To distract myself from what just happened, I got back to expansion planning. I finally mapped out a place for the future throne room for Waleed, and then even added all the rooms for everyone to move inside the mountain. Then I finally started equipping the interior of Nautilus' ship. First the control panel, nicely in the front like I said, then a refinery, so we can make fuel anywhere, a generator for power. Then we got interrupted by a very lucrative offer. In exchange for storing a lot of toxic waste in our colony, we get a new Psyling. Don't mind if I do, we already have a place ready to store toxic waste, and a bit more really isn't a problem for us. Astrea, now I have a job for you. I will give you this Psyling, and put you on a way of a necropath. Not only is it really fitting for you, since you want a room decorated with corpses and whatnot, if you get far enough, you can bring people back to life. And since Skater generously enough got us a maid outfit, I need you to revive Nubby. That just has to happen. Okay. That's a bit more toxic waste than I expected. I may have underestimated the numbers here, but we can just dig a bigger hole. Back to the ship. Let's add some interior walls to separate the space, beds so the crew can sleep, and some shelves for loot and food. Then I started working on upgrading our defenses. After the last raid, we really need some turrets. And as if I knew, as soon as I started, another raid happened. From the sky, yet again. Excuse me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13... 14 raiders? Am I counting correctly? We're fucked. We are fucked. As I was panicking and trying to figure out how the heck am I gonna get us out of this one, a rock troll decided to give us a helping hand. The troll wandered a bit too close to the raiders and engaged them. Okay, this is it. Our best chance. We must attack while they are distracted dealing with that. I quickly got everyone ready and rushed in. Before we even got there, the troll was wreaking havoc on the raiders, and gave us a perfect chance to sneak up on a lone raider and take them out right away. While the raiders were struggling taking down the troll, Melly and Nautilus posted far away, taking free shots, and Waleed lobbing lightning bolts at them. Sadly, the distraction didn't last long enough, and soon it was just us against the raiders. They lured Nautilus and Astrea from their position with molotovs, and as they were trying to douse themselves in water, the raiders took them out with a grenade. Boo tried to jump into the backline, but 4 raiders shooting her at once was too much even for her, and soon after, even Waleed and Melly got taken down. And that's everyone. This is the end. The game sent us the man in black to try and save the situation, and I have to say, he did his best. He managed to take down 3 raiders that were kidnapping my friends, but taking down the raiders wasn't enough. Everyone was too hurt to survive for long without medical attention, so everyone slowly bled out. Well, that didn't go exactly as planned. We still have Danny that is paralyzed for 2 more days, and Skater that luckily was locked in a prison so nobody noticed her. But with everyone else dead, I think I'm gonna call the experiment here. Both Danny and Skater have relatively easy goals that I could finish with some RNG very quickly, and I will be honest, it won't make for interesting content. So, let's look how we did. No. Nautilus technically became a captain of a ship. He just never flew it. So, let's say that counts as a half. So with that, 2.5 out of 10. There is no way. Okay, nope. We cannot have this. Nobody can know this ever happened. Mr. Man in Black, I got a one last job for you. Hi, Danny. I'm so sorry, but could you please stay very still for me for a moment? Okay, come on. Come on. Come on. It will be over soon. Nice. Hi, Skater. How are you? How is life? Doing well in this cell? Okay. Please just stay very still for me now. Oh no. Oh no. Well, time for me to run and hide before she comes for revenge. I will see you all in another video. Goodbye!